Champagne? Is it? Are you drinking High
No,
Life?
I made a mimosa joke. I don't drink High Life.
It's the champagne of beers.
It's not beer.
Oh, another. Who was
That's
that?
a Coke Zero.
Beer.
Okay,
this
there we go.
is
There's the
Combustible
Coke Zero.
Pineapple by Pontoon. I got it from Tom. I don't even know what I'm drinking.
Hello and welcome to the ParkStop podcast, episode 57. My name is Alicia Stella. With me as always is my co-host Ian.
Hey, kids.
And today we are joined by a very special guest, Nene of the Gooping and Gagging podcast with Nene is here.
Hi! So happy to be back.
It's always a pleasure to have you around. And
Nene!
we're going to start with our review of Moana.
This is never trouble.
Journey of Water, inspired by Moana at Epcot.
It's going to be fine.
And then we're going to talk a little bit about Destination D23 and some of the announcements or non-announcements that we may have gotten. But, you know, Nene, speaking about, you were just in town and we had like the most amazing time.
It was truly the best. It was it felt like a marathon. It absolutely felt like a marathon. I got to see you guys. Well, I got to see you like 3 days. And we did Journey of Water. I call it Journey of Water, heavily inspired by Moana. And we did that together. What else did we do? We did HHN. We did Beer Garden. Oh my gosh, it was a doozy.
We
awesome.
did Tron and Cosmic Rewind and hung out with Carly. And
most importantly, Nene and I got liters of beer to share.
That's right.
It was magical. It was so magical. That was the first time where I was like, oh my God, wait, this is like a lot of liquid. Like, I don't even think that I don't think that I could even take on this much carbonation at once, let alone like it being a beer. You
insisted, so we did it.
That's true.
It was good though. You liked your beer. You were not sure about that beer.
When in Germany.
Yep. Exactly.
So Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, and I will not be accepting. I will not be accepting any jokes about how it took 4 years to build a walkthrough. I will not be accepting any jokes at this time.
It's a really nice queue with no ride.
We all had the luck and pleasure and thankfulness of having cast members allow us entry into this attraction early. It is going up for pass holder previews, I think this week and next week, and then officially opens October 16th, 2023. Ian, you got to see it at night. I'm jealous because I got a sunburn when I went.
I've seen a lot of stuff from daytime, but I really think at night is better. It's much better.
Well, the water glows. There's LEDs in the water.
There's water glowing everywhere, and it looks really beautiful at night. Like really, really stunningly beautiful.
So that is my question. What did everyone think of this attraction?
It's pretty. It's fine. It's cool if you have a family. Like kids would probably love that a lot. I like the end of it, playing with the wave thing. The
wave thing was fun, especially if you have a lot of people.
I like the rain curtain. Yeah.
It was fun. I really, really loved it. I mean, I love a walkthrough attraction. Walkthrough attractions are not a new thing. Like, we've had them for years and years and years. So I feel like everyone's acting brand new. Like, oh, why can't I hop on a vehicle and blah, 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 blah. But my favorite thing to do at Disneyland was the Tarzan Treehouse when it was still open. And Tarzan's Treehouse had like a lot of interactivity to it. Like there was this moment with like a jaguar where if you got too close, he had like an air cannon in his throat and he would make a really loud noise and, you know, shoot air at you. And I always thought that was so fun. So I loved Journey of Water. I thought that it was cool. I thought that it was great, like how the water kind of bends around you. And remember, we had like not a complete experience. So there was still, right, Alicia? Wasn't there like one of the kiosks that was like down?
There's two that were down. One is the high five. You put your hand out and the water high fives you.
Yeah, that was down for us too when we went.
Yeah,
which
so
they disappointed me.
It was open apparently the first week of testing, and then for cast members, it hasn't been open yet since. So I'm hoping it's open for pass holders. But the one where you play music, it takes me back. I think they had that in the interior Barney playground over at Universal. But like now with updated LED lighting, so it's like modern version of the musical water. We were there with was it Bobby who was like shooting the water?
Yeah, he was in Phantasmic mode. He was going ham.
It was Sorcerer Mickey just like wah, and then the water would go. I could not get it to do that. The whole time for me, it
Oh,
was so
Bobby.
weird because I would see Spaceship Earth in the background. And
Right.
I'd be like, I mean, at first with the lanterns, the way it looks like Pandora, like the world of Avatar, I'm like,
Yeah.
are we in Animal Kingdom? But then you see Spaceship Earth in the background. And as I went through it, the edutainment element of it, where like it would teach you about water, especially recirculation and not to drink it. It felt like an Epcot attraction. And it is. I do agree, like, if they wanted to have the designation of world nature, they were going to have to add at least one more thing. So, like, I guess it fits in Epcot. It is beautiful, though.
It is.
There
It's pretty.
there are a couple things about Journey of Water that I was like, ugh, like if they hadn't have done this, it would have felt more like if I was in Epcot and not Animal Kingdom. And I feel like the music was very Animal Kingdom-y. Did you feel that way too? I was like, oh, it feels like I'm in Animal Kingdom, and I feel like they could have gotten a different route.
It was so Moana. This is not inspired by Moana. This is
Yeah.
a Moana attraction.
It
I
is.
know that they have like the animals and the characters carved into the rock or whatever. And it
Mhm.
took us forever. We had to go backtrack to find Hey Hey and the little footprints. But it is the Moana music, but it like starts deconstructed and then adds layers to it. And then at the end, it's like a crescendo giant like closing number, like all the music comes together.
Yeah.
But it's very inspired by the movie.
Yeah.
Like the deconstructed version at the beginning felt a little bit more like Epcot to me. But as it got more and more, it did become like an adventure, more like a Hollywood Studios or an Animal Kingdom attraction. So I get that.
Yeah, it was very like jungly. I feel like the instruments that were used, because I like you can still use the melodies of Moana, but use different instruments to kind of tie it into the park that it's in. That's just how I feel. But yeah, I feel like it was very Animal Kingdom-y, in my opinion.
It's bringing the nature into world nature.
Yay! Finally, nature.
I think I'm going to enjoy it when it's like winter or fall and I can walk through
Yeah.
because you don't get too wet. You don't have to. You can run through the water if you're a child or whatever. But
Yeah.
they have like the dry path and the wet path, and I'm like, they're both the same. Your
Literally.
shoes get a centimeter of water on the wet path. That's it.
There was the one part where you walk through the wet side, and it's literally like a river kind of overflowing over the pathway.
Right. It's like
though.
it's just a wet pathway.
Yeah,
It's
you're
not.
yeah.
I'm interested to see what the backside of it looks like when the rest of the middle of the
backside
park
of water?
opens. Because I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting for it to be like a perfect circle loop. Like for some
Oh,
reason,
yeah.
I thought that it was going to be a walkway that connected the middle of Epcot to the back of it.
Right.
And yeah, I'm interested to see what the backside looks like.
Because it starts at World Nature and it ends back where it started in World
Right,
Nature. It is
right,
just a
right.
loop that starts at the Living Seas and ends at the Land Pavilion. Like it
I
is.
think
It makes a circle out of World Nature, really.
if it was like somewhere that actually took you to another place, I'd be more obliged to walk through it.
Yeah,
more
but then it would
often.
be a shortcut, and then everyone would use it, and it would always be very busy. This is
It's
now
gonna
going to
be
be a little
always-
relaxing oasis.
Yeah.
not when it's summer.
No, that's why I
Relaxing,
said I'm
no.
going to enjoy it in the winter when I'm not burning in the sun and dying.
And
Yeah,
I
I
think Alicia was making a point of like there is like a proper way to go through it because it goes through the
Oh, yeah.
water cycle. So you can't really like go through it backwards. Like you have to go through it in
Oh,
order.
for sure.
It
I
is a
understand.
story, and
Yeah.
it's mostly told through the music, adding more instruments.
Yeah, well, it also the water, the bodies of water get larger too. Like you start with like the little rain thing, and then by the end you're throwing waves up in the air. So
All for it to be evaporated at the end to go back where it started.
goodbye.
Ah,
I think the backside of it's going to be interesting, like you were saying. Because we have a very garden-centric center of former future world coming at the end of this year.
Mhm.
So now that we have trees in the center again of World Celebration, this rock work gets to be kind of a backdrop. Like, because you
Yeah.
can't get into it from World Celebration. So we have a rock work backdrop to the garden area in the center. I, for one, welcome our new transformed Epcot, whatever it is now. Like it'll never be back to what it was in its glory days of the 80s.
No.
And I've never appreciated it starting in the, I was telling you, Nene and Carly, I was like, Epcot's been dead to me since 1999. Like Test Track
Yeah, it's been
opened,
rough.
they got rid of the flamingos in the center. They put more concrete, took away trees, added that millennium structure for the pin trading thing and the flags. And it's like, it's been downhill for there. This feels more like a newly reborn. Look, when we all hang out there and like go to Connections Cafe, I'm having a good day.
Yeah,
I'm not going to complain.
I agree.
Millennium Tent. I remember going in that when it was actually the Millennium Tent.
It's more useful to me now than it has been for like 20 years. So Epcot's alive to me again.
It's getting there.
Delicious. Yay.
I love
It's good
Epcot.
though. Good addition. I'm excited to go through it again, especially at nighttime. So yeah.
Weren't we on a monorail and you were like, what are they constructing over there? And we theorized that it was going to be a meet and greet for Moana. And I feel like that was a last minute addition because they probably canceled the Moana thing in Animal Kingdom they were thinking about doing. So this now, and they announced it during that'll be at my segue, during the Destination D23 event. They announced Moana is going to be meeting and greeting next to her thing, her inspired by thing. So
yay.
You were right. It is going to be a meet and greet.
Which doesn't count unless Hey Hey's there.
Which I love it because I feel like Epcot is, everyone thinks that Magic Kingdom is where you go to meet princesses, but it's really Epcot. Like Epcot has like all of the princesses, and I'm just happy that we get
Aurora
is
in France. You have Elsa and Anna. I'm sorry, my nieces would correct me. Anna over in Frozen Arendelle, formerly known as Norway. Snow White in Germany. Mulan.
Jasmine.
Oh yeah, no, there is a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And then they always do have Cindy or Rapunzel training in what's it called? International Gateway. So, happy addition to add Moana, and I'm excited.
Yeah. And I'm kind of glad that they're moving away from the Animal Kingdom Moana thing because I feel like you've already utilized your Moana attraction ticket. Like you've already done it. If you wanted Moana in Animal Kingdom, you shouldn't have done it in the center of Epcot because it's kind of right there in the middle of Epcot.
Agreed.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah, for sure.
Which actually I noticed they opened the Merida. They closed the Merida and opened the
Merida.
Mirabelle. Out with the Merida and in with the Mirabelle over at Magic Kingdom. And they didn't really retheme it. They just added new flags and colors. But the brickwork is still, as someone on Twitter said, sad Scottish bricks.
Yeah, but she looks great. She was awesome. I saw some clips. She's awesome.
The character, that's all perfect. But the environment feels temporary to me. It's just like a little like overlay because maybe that's going to Animal Kingdom, and why invest money in Magic Kingdom when this character is eventually going to move over to Dino Land?
1000%. Yeah, I definitely feel like that's what's happening. But I do feel like there is a need to have a Mirabelle meet and greet. Like everyone goes crazy for her. Even here at Disneyland, they go crazy for her. So I can't even imagine what it's like in Magic Kingdom. And here at our park, we usually have two operating at the same time. We have one in California Adventure and we have one at Disneyland because the demand is so high. So
wow, okay.
Yeah. It depends on the season, but yeah.
I like how Merida is still meeting at Magic Kingdom, but now in Liberty Square, which makes no sense at all.
Not at all. I don't think they care about sense anymore. They're just doing whatever.
That's true. So yes, just recently, a week ago when we were recording this, they did the destination. It is Destination D23, right?
Blue Sky Report.
It used to be just Destination D, I thought, but like now it's and I always say like, this is the in-between years. This is not the, the expo. This is not the big announcements thing. And I guess they proved me wrong by announcing things.
They announced things on the way up to it too.
Yeah, there's a lot of international news. I think they wanted to get that out of the way because it would probably overshadow all of their domestic news if they announced it at the same time. But they did. We saw new footage from Fantasy Springs at Tokyo Disney. And looks amazing. And there's like a ton of new rides opening at Tokyo Disney Sea. That's opening, 2024? We saw Frozen Land going to Hong Kong Disneyland. Looks way too good. Like,
it looks really good.
Where is this in our parks? This is, you get to live into the movie. It's too real.
It's awesome.
It's amazing.
Disneyland Paris apparently also going to get an abridged version of this. That opens in November in Hong Kong.
Crazy.
I like my notes. I wrote down with the world's best themed kiddie coaster.
Literally.
Like it is
so good.
Really well themed for such a tiny. Good. It's like the Woody Woodpecker's Nut House coaster.
Yeah,
it is so small.
Yeah. And people think it's a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train type ride, and it's like, no, it's not. It's literally like Gadget's Go Coaster, or it's literally like Goofy's Barnstormer.
Right. I've just never seen one ultra themed before.
It's so cool.
And then we also saw new footage from Zootopia at Shanghai. I don't know when that opens. I didn't write it down. But I assume soon, considering they have they showed the pre-show clips and the animatronics and the ride system itself. And while everyone keeps comparing it to Rise of the Resistance, I can't help but think it's more like Ratatouille, as in park at a screen, wiggle a little bit, and move on to the next screen, and all the
Yeah.
animatronics and cool stuff will be in the queue.
I'm hoping that it's if it has to be like that, I'm hoping that it's more like Runaway Railway and not like Ratatouille. And you're just not parking in front of screens the whole time. There's one screen that you park in front of, but the rest of it's practical sets.
Well, we know there'll be at least in the rainforest scene. They said there'll be a drop, and I keep saying it's not Rise of Resistance. This building's not even 2 stories. It is the Runaway Railway splash down waterfall drop, that kind of drop. It's a little kid drop. But yeah, I do think it'll be more like Runaway Railway in that we saw that one scene that has the city in the background. I think there was a train in the foreground and stuff. So that was a little Runaway Railway-ish. But yeah, it's Spider-Man. These are all, I feel like it took 20 years, but Disney's building Spider-Man from Universal. It took them this long, but they finally got here.
It is Spider-Man. Yep.
Yeah, but without glasses. Anyway, that was the week before. We still haven't even gotten to the actual announcements.
Oh, goody.
And we have 44 minutes. So thoughts?
Yay. I'm intrigued by World of Motion Test Track. Very much.
You're jumping to the best thing first. I
know, because it's the only good thing. I mean, because it's the only thing I saw. It's the only thing, right? Everything else is maybes.
Well, I think a year ago, our reaction episode to the expo, we were a little dour. We were a little sad. We didn't we were what's beyond Big Thunder Mountain? I don't know. And then
rightfully so.
But the only big announcements we got was they're bringing a Figment meet and greet and a Hatbox Ghost, one of which we finally got the day after this. So it took a full year, and the other one still hasn't been installed yet. I think we got better announcements for this event. I'm actually kind of excited and optimistic. I'm realistically optimistic about the possibility of things that they announced.
I'm a little suspicious on too. I'm curious. I don't want to say suspicious. I'm curious to see how they play out is a better way of putting it.
Look, there are new adventures coming to Star Tours. At least
That's
we
fine.
Got that in our back pocket.
Good.
At least it's something.
I'll take that.
I wrote it with 2 air quotes around the word popular.
Yeah, I see. I mean, it's the least they can do. Just film a couple extra things and do some CGI, and they can add some stuff in.
Disney, is Star Tours really a popular attraction? Maybe it's because of the park it's in, but I love that one because it's only ever a 10-minute wait most of the day at Hollywood Studios. Maybe the line's longer at Disneyland where they have less of the ride vehicles.
It's not. No. Sorry, babes. Sorry, love. It's not.
Popular. Okay.
It's just not popular.
Oh, yeah, I like it. I like it more than Smuggler's Run still.
I do
Smuggler's
too,
Run's
honestly.
too stressful. I have too much work to do on Smuggler's Run.
Not if you're a gunner. You just sit there and hold the button. It's probably easier than the engineer job.
Well, my job is to scream at everyone in front of me because they're not doing it right.
I only like to go in there when I know the people piloting so I can yell at them the whole time.
I yell at strangers. I'm a terrible person. I
have
think
done that, actually.
It's worse than reciting the ghost host spiel in the stretching room, honestly. Being the person in the back of Smuggler's Run who doesn't know anyone and telling everyone what to do. That's me. It's not good.
Nothing else is worse than the Guardians pre-show alcoholics.
Does anyone know what they call themselves?
I actually screamed. I actually screamed, "Don't say it!" last time I was in there.
We got a new one the second time we wrote it last week. I forgot what it was. Some kid said something. Oh, one person said cast members. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, okay.
Okay. Sure.
All right.
That works. Sure.
Better than alcoholic. Anyway, sorry, I got a sidetrack and we don't have time for that.
It's fine. Drunk is funnier, I think, because it's Epcot. And
drunk is definitely funnier than alcoholic.
Do we have time to complain about the location of the Hatbox Ghost?
Yes, always. We always have time to complain about the location of the Hatbox Ghost.
Nene and I are riding the Haunted Mansion, and I'm explaining where they're putting it, and you kept going, really?
I'm like, why? Like, it makes no sense. And then also, why not put it where he is in our park? Like, and then while we were in line, I was like, okay, maybe I just don't remember the ride correctly, and maybe, the format of this attraction is weird and he just doesn't fit there. But then Alicia and I went on it and we were like, no, he can literally fit right there.
Yep.
Like, what is the problem?
Now,
there's just a black space. Just put him there.
Here's the thing. I have 2 things. I have my theory and I have their explanation. I was going to say excuse, but they explained that because he's not a happy haunt, he doesn't have to wait to materialize.
Such a cop out.
That he
So
can materialize because he's depressed. But here's my theory, and this is what I said.
That's not good. That's not a good explanation to put out on a ghost.
He's still a grim grinning ghost, though. He's still smiling. He's just
he's
not
actually
a happy
grim,
haunt.
though.
He's not happy.
It's
My theory,
so not good.
and this is what I explained when we were writing it, is maybe that balcony after the attic scene is just not load bearing. It's just that simple, and they're too lazy to fix it.
Yeah, they don't want to fix it. No, they're trying to do it cheap. We're gonna lose that chair too, aren't we?
Oh, the chair is long gone.
That's so
They
lame.
already took it out, I'm sure. There's just a big black curtain there. If it's going to be there, it'll be behind his butt, and we won't see it anyway. No Donald Duck chair.
So lame.
No Donald Duck chair.
Just
but it's
reinforce the thing and put him in the right spot. It'll be cooler anyway on the way to the graveyard. It'd be so good.
I mean, besides the fact that the candle floating at the end of the endless hallway is no longer going to be a focal point of its own scene, the scene after this is just knocking on doors. And then a creepy clock with a shadow. And once you've already seen a giant, scariest ghost on the ride, doesn't it kind of take away from the esoteric scariness of knocking doors?
Everything.
Yeah.
It ruins everything.
I mean, they could have even put him in the graveyard. I get that it's a little busy in there and they kind of want him to have his own moment, but I feel like he would fit more in the graveyard.
I know people would complain, but I would have been fine with the caretaker guy and the dog leaving.
That would have been horrible, but better.
No.
It's still a better solution.
Thematically, if you told me these are my options, I would have been fine with that.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Given options, I would be fine with that too. But I don't want to really lose those two, but if I had no other choice. But I think they need to stop being cheap and just reinforce that thing so it can stand on it.
I don't know. Maybe it's an envelope reach thing, and ours is 6 inches shorter than the one at Disneyland.
There's no way anybody's gonna be able to reach that thing in that part. There's no way. If they
it is pretty close. It is pretty close.
But there's space. It's black. There's space. They're just
not
cheap.
A load bearing balcony. What can I say?
They're just cheap.
What did I write down? Oh, DCA. They actually showed more concept art from the e-ticket attraction, the anchor attraction to the land that's been open for several years now.
I don't understand. I literally don't understand. Which, by the way, so I was just there literally yesterday. And I went yesterday because apparently the giant building that is going to, stand as the entrance of this e-ticket attraction has just been sitting there abandoned. Well, apparently they're making it into a gift shop.
Well, it was designed to be the exit gift shop for this ride, so you might as well open it. The one under the vehicle, the flying thing, whatever it's called.
They're like, you don't even need the ride. Here's the exit.
No. Okay, but the main entrance, to the attraction that is in the smack middle of the building, I'm almost positive that's going to be the gift shop because they added a new sign yesterday that has the gift shop name on it, and it says Marvel Vault or whatever.
Oh, and I don't think they've built the part of the building with the entrance. It's behind the gift shop, if that makes sense. Because the ride goes behind the gift shop. They had to build that, because could someone tell me what the name of the flying Quinjet?
I don't remember.
I remembered. The Quinjet is
Quinjet.
in the Spider-Man ride. So they had to build it, even though they weren't building the ride yet, because it appears in 3D and it was probably already rendered. And they're like, oh, crap, we have to build it. And then now that we know, now that they have probably drafted the plans for the actual building, because they changed the ride 3 times, now they're probably like, oh, well, now that we know how this will connect to the next part, we can open the gift shop. So, because that's what this land needed, was more gift shops.
I did not bring enough beer for this episode.
Did it have a temporary gift shop, in a nearby theater soundstage building or something?
Yeah, we had this giant soundstage that had, a bunch of Marvel props and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I think it's closed now, but I went in there a couple weeks ago and
okay.
I just,
because I think this is supposed to be the actual gift shop, and that was a temporary thing until they figured out what to do with this building. So if anything, this is a hopeful sign that they've actually decided on the layout for this ride and will be building it. And then they showed us more concept art, and it looks like the Spider-Man ride at Universal. So
literally.
Which I'm fine with. It's still my favorite ride in the world that I've been on in my sheltered, never leaves the state experience. So I'm fine if Disney wants to clone Ratatouille Spider-Man rides everywhere.
So are you saying that you love Transformers?
I do love Transformers. What are you talking about? Have you not heard me say it's my favorite ride at Universal Studios Florida?
Ugh. Oh my gosh. A lost cause. Truly.
I mean, it's my secret favorite ride. My real favorite ride is ET. That's what I tell everyone. But
Right,
like secretly, I run to Transformers because I can go in single rider and get on it, and it's awesome. It's so good. It's immersive. Anyway, eventually that might open. So that was a real announcement to me that they're still building it.
I mean, I was genuinely shocked and surprised, but I definitely feel like it's just going to be a simulator, and everyone could tell that it was going to be a simulator. And that's why, did you guys see the tweets of whoever was like, no, there's going to be physical worlds? Did you guys see
Right.
that?
Yeah. And I think it's because people like, yeah, it's a simulator, but it's a tracked simulator. Like it'll have pitch, yaw, roll, but also move from scene to scene. It's Spider-Man, but not your Spider-Man, my Spider-Man.
Yeah, the better Spider-Man.
The better Spider-Man. So I do think it'll have physical scenes as you move from screen to screen.
I'm interested to see if it ends up being a 2-story building.
Transformers?
Because isn't Transformers a 2-story building?
Yes.
It is.
But Spider-Man is not, right?
It is not.
It is not. And also, am I tripping? Or the Ministry of Magic ride was supposed to be a Spider-Man ride with like an actual like drop shaft elevator, right?
Sort of.
Sort of.
It's a Spider-Man scoop Transformers ride vehicle that in and of itself can go up and down like 12 feet. But it doesn't need to...
Up and down like Transformers because it needs to like get to the second level? Or no, it's like actually
Like
it's like a
it
drop.
stays on one level but can go up and down to pretend it's going to other levels.
Yeah, off the base it can lift up.
It can lift straight up,
Oh.
up and down. So it doesn't need a drop shaft like a Rise of Resistance or Transformers or an elevator. It is its own built-in elevator. Kind of like Star Tours like raises up into position to be able to do its like it's that motion base from Star Tours, but it's going to utilize the up and down motion on the ride while moving on the ride.
Okay. I mean, I'd love to see them incorporate like a Rise of the Resistance like drop shaft where, you know, you get some sort of thrill level.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yes,
I feel
please.
like that could definitely elevate this experience and, you know, shut people up.
I do like that they've really gone in on the lore here and this new ride vehicle they've invented, which looks just like the Jurassic World Adventure ride vehicle in Beijing. It combines elements of Tony Stark's time suits with Xandarian jump points and Wakandian technology, so that it's like Wakandan. So it's like indestructible and also lightweight and can jump through time and space. So like
and
it's
multicultural.
everything.
It's
Wow.
and multicultural too. It's great.
All
Everybody
the
chipped in.
technologies.
But I mean, I'm excited to see, you know, what they do. And I feel like they know what everyone's expecting. And I hope that has them sit back and say, okay, how can we, you know, throw a wrench in the system and how can we just try to like impress them? You know?
I liked last year's concept art for it because they had to change their plan. Originally, it was going to be like a Wakanda ride where you start at the campus and go all the way to Wakanda. And now it's more of a best of everything ride. And like that last year's art included every single MCU character.
Yeah.
With Thanos, like a special version, King Thanos, as the bad guy. And you know what? I'm all in for that. I actually want a best of ride. That's why I like the rides I like. I want an all-encompassing here's like that's what's good about the Harry Potter rides, the Forbidden Journey. It's like here's everything you know crammed into one ride. Why not?
I love it.
I just like King Thanos. King Thanos is cool.
The Country Bear Jamboree.
Oh.
Are you reacting sadly?
No,
Yes.
I'm really happy. I'm really excited.
I'm happy it's saved, but I don't want to lose
Okay.
blood on the saddle, but it's already gone.
It's
Sorry,
such a like it's a joke. The best part about Blood of the Saddle is that by the end, when everyone's singing all the songs, he comes out of nowhere and starts singing it again.
Yeah, I know. That's the best part.
That could still happen. That
he's my
literally
favorite.
that moment could still happen. I want them to start singing a song like that they hate, like a joke from Lion King where it's like it's a small world, and then he comes back and it's just like no. Like I want a
He
joke
has
moment to bring it back in. But I do think that this saves the attraction, not just like the rumor that they were going to close it down and this saved the attraction, but also like it's kind of empty and kids hate it and they keep shortening it to make it tolerable for children and instead have them sing songs that kids actually know and like instead of and
I'm good with all that. I just don't want to lose the one song.
Well, okay. I bet you they include a joke. I have a feeling.
It's
even
Big
if it's
Al.
even if they don't say the word blood, like I can imagine it'd be like there'll be snot on the saddle because blood's a little dark. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's a real song.
I don't care. It's not
Nope,
for
nope.
children.
It's fine for me.
Look,
I
I
My favorite part
love
when I was a kid. So
I love all the guys that turn me on, turn me down, but I don't think it's
Oh
appropriate
yeah.
for the Magic
No,
Yeah.
no,
Kingdom.
No.
literally,
that song is so
literally.
good. So
It's
good.
so good.
It's
I would
so
say
good.
I would say that I'm honestly, and I understand why they're doing it, but I'm kind of more sad about the redesign of the characters and their outfits than anything else. I just feel like their outfits are so iconic.
I did hear the Bare Necessities recording. That's supposed to be Big Al singing that, right?
I would assume, but that was really good. That sold me on this whole thing. Hearing
I
that
think
song,
I think the voice isn't great for Big Al.
I'm sorry.
I think the
I thought the
music is
voice
good.
was perfect.
I don't agree at all. I don't agree at all.
I thought the modernization of a jug band
The
style
music-
with like modern country is so good.
The music is
I was
awesome.
blown away by the voice. How dare you? Who was that singing?
I have
It was
no
great.
idea. The
I know,
music
it
is
was-
awesome. I
it
really
was
like the
wonderful.
music. No, I don't think he sounds good for Big Al.
It's sold. I don't know if it's Big Al. I'm sold on the whole thing now because I recognize that song. It's like the member berries thing. It's like I
Yeah.
remember Bare Necessities.
I did like the music. I just didn't. If that's supposed to be Big Al, I'm not good with
How
that.
do you know it's Big Al? There's like 8
I'm
different
just
bears.
guessing because it's a deeper voice.
Oh, okay. Pirates of the Caribbean's getting a lounge.
That's fine with me. Bring me the lounge. There's beer, right? Alcohol?
Actually, yeah, I guess it's a bar. I would assume so. And
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a lounge, right? We're
what,
drinking pirate drinks next time.
Oh
Apparently.
no, I'm scared.
what was the bippity boppity boutique for pirates for boys
I have
called?
no idea.
Pirate
What?
League or something. They did it.
Something like that.
They were trying to be try to come up with a bippity boppity boutique for boys, and it was a like get to be a pirate, and they put like a 5 o'clock shadow makeup on your face and an eye patch and
Obviously.
give you a blaster. I don't know, like now you're a pirate, and it was a very small like closet space next to the gift shop. So I was saying, if I was going to add a lounge in Adventureland for pirates, I would do it at the Tortuga Tavern across the street because it's never open and it's already got a kitchen and it's a full like restaurant space. And everyone's like, no, it's going to be where the Pirate League thing is. And I'm like, that's a closet. But then I think Trader Sam's is popular and that's a closet.
That is a closet. I'm okay with this. I like this idea. Use of space. I'm cool with it. People actually drink.
More alcohol in Magic Kingdom.
I will drink.
Woo!
I'm fine with that.
We're responsible when we go to the what's it called?
You said that with quotes around it, right?
The Jungle Cruise
Responsible?
thing. The Skipper
we're not.
Canteen.
We are not.
I am. I get the non-alcoholic creamsicle drink.
Yeah, but you said we. We are not.
Collectively, between your 2 or 3 drinks and my 0, we're responsible.
I love Skipper Canteen. I'm stoked to have a pirate lounge right next door. So I can keep drinking.
That's true. It's right. We could bar hop. At this point, we're practically able to bar hop around. We'll just have to have a
that's gonna be so
reservation
good.
for Beauty and the Beast. And then end the night at the Cinderella's Cat. It's a very expensive bar hop.
That is a very. Let's go to
drink.
studios instead. Sorry.
Let's see what else.
Animal
Okay.
Kingdom?
No, we're not getting
No.
there yet.
Oh.
As we mentioned, World Celebration Neighborhood will finally open December. They really waited to the last minute in 2023. The Moana Journey of Water,
We gotta
as
go
we
faster.
had. Oh yeah, we're running out of time. As we had guessed, they waited till the fiscal year. It's opening in October. Okay. Yes, Imagineers, along with teams from Chevrolet, are reaching back into history for inspiration from the original World of Motion and bringing that spirit of optimism to the next iteration of Test Track.
I'm suspicious and hopeful.
Seriously, I've never been more excited for a race theme in my life.
Suspicious yet hopeful.
Did anyone see this coming? Like,
No. No.
Okay. But what do you think made them want to do this? Because honestly, Test
Chevy.
Track still...
Chevy. Yeah.
Okay, I guess. Because I was like, Test Track still pulls in the numbers. Like, it's always such a long wait, and people still really love it. I don't, but
Yeah, but
people
nobody
love
cares
it.
about the theming. They just wanted to go fast in the convertible.
Right.
It's
It's
not
just
about
because
that.
it's fast. It's always been popular because it go fast. But like the
not even that fast.
aesthetic of it is kind of dated now that we have an actual Tron attraction next door.
Right.
And now that if you go ride the Tron ride, the actual Tron ride, and then go ride this, it's like a facsimile. It's like it's trying to rip off Tron
Yeah.
Coaster and failing miserably. So the idea of, instead of going back to Crash Test Dummies Yellow and Black, going back all the way to World of Motion, I think is pretty clever.
It could be cool. I just don't have faith in the purse string holder people to let the creatives do.
They don't
pretty
have
cool.
to. It's coming from Chevy. Chevy's paying for it.
It doesn't matter. They could still cut. It's still purse string people. There's still people in charge of checkbooks.
I know
I
it.
don't
Like
trust them.
as locals, the design a car thing is not that exciting to us, but that was expensive, and Chevy put up the money for that. So I have some hope that Imagineers will have a little bit of rope to make something good.
I am hopeful, but always suspicious.
There was no timeline for this, right? Like 0.
It says more to come in the future.
At least they actually
right.
made it as an announcement, unlike other things they keep doing.
There's the meme where it's like the children playing in the pool, and it's like imaginations over there and being ignored, and Spaceship Earth is down at the bottom, a skeleton drowned underneath, while everyone's paying attention to Test Track, and I'm like, that is so real.
Oh,
Like Imagination kind of got an update, and they're throwing they gave us the character, but no, Spaceship Earth, poor thing.
calling that an update's a little bit of a stretch, don't you think?
No, but it's getting attention.
Yeah, it's cool that
Spaceship Earth's only renovation has been to remove the Siemens logo.
You can't even put the air conditioner on. They don't fix it.
It was working.
Fix it.
It's never working when we go together, but it was working when Nene and I were there.
It wasn't working when I went with Liv.
What is wrong with when you go?
I don't know. Why do I always get Tears for Fears on Guardians too? I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah, that's true. Even when I ride with you, I get it. I don't get it by myself.
That, and then she turned around and she goes, "What the hell is wrong with you?"
Why would you wish that into a new nighttime spectacular at Epcot called Luminous? The Symphony of Us will debut December 5th, 2020. That is really soon.
We all agree they just really want to call it Illuminations, right?
They're getting closer. Luminous is...
They're like, Luminous is next?
Ominously close to Illuminations.
Yeah. Do we know what this one's about? Like, do we know, is it cultural
about 20
songs?
minutes. No, the Symphony of Us.
Part 2.
The Symphony of Us makes me think of Harmony Us. See, with the us at the
Harmonious
end.
Part 2.
So Illuminations... It's Illuminations : Harmonious. I think it's both. Illuminations Harmonious.
They're like, what can we salvage that worked before?
It will have fireworks, fountains, lasers, lighting effects, and music. So that sounds like Illuminations with fountains.
Fountains? How are they doing fountains? Are there barges?
They're installing some stuff, but they're small and not eyesores.
And are they going to be moving in and out, or they're like building a little permanent thing in the middle again?
I'm not sure, actually.
It's literally Illumonious.
I would have to say they've learned some lesson from Harmonious.
No, they didn't. Who are you kidding?
I can't believe, but no one knows anything. I found photos from Bio of backstage where they're building things. That's like the only thing, like they usually by now they've shown us like footage of the music or whatever. And then we realize that Epcot Forever is sung by children and we start screaming. It's a deep cut, but if you remember, we all we were so excited, like all our favorite songs, and then we heard it, and we're like, oh
no,
Starlight, Starbright.
They recently, again during this event, announced Beyond Big Thunder Mountain, and this time they said it was similar in scale to things like Galaxy's Edge and Pandora, by adding new attractions, restaurants, shows, and more.
I am very tired of Josh D'Amaro's antics with this. Like, look what we could do, but we might not, but we're gonna, but we could, but we're not.
Think
but
they didn't have new art, so like they were like it's a non-announcement. It's even beyond non-announcement.
It is straight up dangling to see what fans do. It is all it is. That is all it is, and I don't like it. I like seeing concept art. I don't like being tormented like this.
I am looking forward to 25 years from now when there is a new land at Magic Kingdom, and I cannot wait until I get to walk through it if I live that long. But
I will not be alive.
But it's weird to hear an announcement so early about something that doesn't exist yet. Something that is real.
Literally is not even off the drawing board for concept art to be.
What is real, though, is Zootopia is coming to Animal Kingdom.
Ugh.
Replacing, oh my god. Replacing if anything was going to be replaced in Animal Kingdom and the primeval world's already gone, it's going to be It's Tough to Be a Bug. Come on.
Yeah, Zootopia is going to come and replace bugs, right? That's what's happening.
Poor Nene already lost a Bug's Land. Now has to watch it all over again.
I'm sad.
Look,
I'm ready. I'm going to be canceled on Twitter.
So wait. We're gonna go underneath the tree of life to go to a cityscape.
I like Zootopia.
I like Zootopia too, but still.
I think that the few mistakes that the movie has made is made up for by likable characters who at least appear to have learned lessons by the end.
Yeah, well, the messaging is generally good.
They make some mistakes here and there. I think Elemental makes the same mistakes, honestly. I just watched that.
I don't even care to watch that movie, sadly.
Oh, no, it's really good.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, you should watch
maybe
it.
I will. Maybe I will.
There's just one line that, out of context, looks bad, but given the context of the history of the creator of this film, it makes sense.
Things getting clipped out of context, that never happens on the internet.
We can't have a big discussion about why racism as allegories when they're different beings is a bad idea. We don't have time for it. We don't have time for it. But I do like Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde. I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize, but I'm not going to apologize. They're cute. They're fun and
Nick Wilde is never mind. We're not going to have the conversation you just said. So I'm going to be quiet.
The concept art replaces Hopper is his name, right? That guy from with the cute receptionist guy. What's his name? The animatronic.
Yeah.
The cat or the
I
don't know.
The cheetah.
Yeah,
the chubby cheetah. He's so
yeah.
He's adorable, and he's the best animatronic from like the new ride in Shanghai, and they're like recycling him to be the animatronic in this show. Look, it's tough to be a bug is a torture device.
Yes.
Made to not just children, but grown adults. The spiders drop and that like bug spray effect in your face. It is terrifying. It's one after another.
I think it's funny to watch everybody else.
It's not even made by Pixar. It was like a third party had to come in because they were too busy actually making A Bug's Life, and it was made before the movie was completed. So like they had the character models but not the story, so they just like, hey, here's a debut of all like I'm the stink bug, I make stink, and it's like one after another. And I think Zootopia is going to be the same thing, but instead it'll be like, I come from the rainforest, and in my environment biome we have rain every day. So I don't know, it's a lateral move at best, but I'm excited.
I hope we don't lose the spiders.
The spiders have to be gone. It's the scariest part.
No, it's not. Part. Spiders aren't scary.
All right, we have 15 minutes. Dino Land, go.
Okay, all right. I would actually love to kick this off. I've been thinking about like the whole Encanto situation, and I have like a really cute idea of how they could tie in Encanto into this whole South American land and also tie it into Animal Kingdom, which for some reason it's almost like a no-brainer, but I don't hear anybody talking about it. So imagine this, a walkthrough, okay, almost like Moana, like a walkthrough attraction of the casita, but one of the doorways is to Antonio's bedroom, and when you walk through it, now it becomes this like trek trail that basically teaches you about all the different South American animals. So now you can like basically go and like learn about toucans and whatever other animals that there are.
I think that is what it is.
Okay,
that's pretty much
amazing.
What it is. Everyone I've seen has talked about Antonio. So I think
it's two things. It is a meet and greet space for all the characters, and they already started casting for the Muscle Sister. Forgot her name.
Muscle Sister, Butch Queen
for Disneyland. So you get to have that before us. But also, yeah, I don't think the drawing anyway, if there's any truth to it in this iteration, because certainly last year's drawing doesn't matter anymore. But this year's drawing overlays the casita like right at the back of the Primeval Whirl area. So I don't think there's much room for a ride, but there is room for a walkthrough with characters. And I also think that the Cretaceous Trail is transformed into an actual animal path, separating what could be an Indiana Jones land on the right and what could be an Encanto area on the left. And it is South and Central Americas, so it would be like the tropical Americas, they're calling it. The northern part of South America, stretching up to Central America, is what they said. Look, as part of the research, Imagineers got a free trip to go visit all these places. So they're going to make something. I'm sold on, like, they're definitely going to make this a tropical America's land. Whether or not it has Encanto and Indiana Jones, or just one of them, or neither of them, remains to be seen, considering they said they're considering, like, I'm considering whether I'm excited or not about this. They're considering whether or not to add Indiana Jones and Encanto to their definitely greenlit tropical America's land, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Which, how do y'all feel about Indy?
Look, I've argued, I did a video, I think it was 2016, 2017, like when I was still early in doing the voiceover videos at all. And I said, I essentially said, it doesn't make sense for an archaeologist to have an attraction replacing a paleontologist because that's the study of human culture and has nothing to do with animals. And here we are.
Yep.
So this is the new Disney, and the ride system and the track layout is nearly the same. And it would be an easy switch. And apparently this ride system would be ridiculously expensive to like, it'd be a waste to get rid of it because one of those time rovers costs like $3 million adjusted for inflation now. So whatever we get there, I bet you they recycle that ride system.
I'm fine with the ride system. I don't.
Indy works. It looks like a Jeep.
I look. I love Indy, but like we just got the last movie ever, so I think it's time to let it go.
Yeah,
I would
think
love
the longevity of the IP is a little weird to be throwing in now.
Yeah, I love Indy. Don't get me wrong, but I really think it's time to let it go.
I would love a like Kilimanjaro safari goes wrong type of attraction. Like it already looks like a Jeep.
We had that
Where?
in Kilimanjaro Safari.
Yeah,
That's how it started. It was
Big
really
Red
rough.
was laying there dead.
Yeah, we dead elephants.
We saved the
Massacred
little
elephants.
Red.
But yeah, I mean, as someone,
Ian, Indiana, let it go. I don't know if you realize you quoted the Crusade.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, as someone who like literally visits Orlando to take a break from Disneyland, it's like I don't want repeat attractions. Right?
I don't
it's like,
want
I have
homogenization either of the parks in general. But
I mean, I did make a joke because when you were here, we were talking about how I'd never been to California and I wanted to go to the California parks. And like, I literally said that Indiana Jones Adventure is the main reason I want to go to Disneyland. And then like the next day they announced Indiana Jones might be coming to Animal Kingdom. And I texted you and I'm like, I guess I have no reason to go to Disneyland.
I do
like-
to hang out with Nene and drink.
Exactly.
He's here literally every month.
I know, but still.
Maybe when the Avengers Campus actually opens the e-ticket, I'll go over there because I actually really want to ride the Guardians.
I want to ride that. Yes, please.
Yeah. So, but I'm waiting till the e-ticket exists now at this point to have a better excuse to go over there. But yeah, no, I like what kind of animal experiences could you have in a indie miniland half section of this new tropical Americas? Like a snake pit? Like over here
monkey's brains.
Like on the park map it says snakes. Why did it have to be snake exhibit? Like
Wait, I love that actually.
Wait. Are they going to do the whole meal, like where you slice the snake open into baby snakes?
We don't talk about that.
Or like the monkey? Are we going to have like the monkey frozen monkey brain dessert to like compete with butterbeer?
Oh god! Oh no! This is part of the problem, especially for a park that does so well at representing cultures from different continents. The last thing we want to do is bring this up.
I was totally being sarcastic, folks. If you weren't picking up on it,
which is why I'm okay. I think Encanto still fits better in Magic Kingdom because of the magic family, Fantasyland type situation, or even or even in Epcot if you want to take it into a realistic and build like a World Showcase pavilion with a ride.
Please.
Like I'm fine with all that. But as far as animals, the Antonio talks to animals thing is such a thin connection, but Indiana Jones is even thinner. It's just because he goes to tropical places or he's been to South America doesn't mean necessarily that it ever had anything to do with animals.
They rode elephants once. That's about all I got.
Which is terrible, and you're not supposed to do. It's bad for their backs.
I know.
Wow, that movie really just broke all the rules.
So many.
Yeah. Well, bats. We can have bats. There's bats in Raiders.
There's already bats.
No, we have the flying foxes. We can have fruit bats in this exhibit.
We have vampire bats.
The Oasis walking into Animal Kingdom has usually had a lot of South American animals. So like I've said forever that it would be nice for them to get their own continent area.
That I do want. I don't think either out of this is working.
It would be incredible if, like Nene said, they turned Dinosaur into a South American tropical indoor ride with its own original story.
We don't do that here, ma'am.
Interesting.
Look, I'm gonna say this about Animal Kingdom. I know there's a little bit of IP in there, but we really don't need IP when there's like continents, countries that we could just grab from, like like Africa did, and like Asia
Well,
did.
like the Lion King show being moved to Africa doesn't bother me, or even the conservation station
No,
being
but I'm just
presented by
saying,
Rafiki doesn't bother me
no.
because they have a main attraction that isn't tied to
Yes,
Lion King.
and the whole place is themed to an actual place. It
Well,
doesn't
it's a
have to be.
fictional village, but it is an actual
Yes,
continent. Yes.
yes, that's my point.
Right.
Like we don't
So,
need IP for that.
right.
Question. Right now, does Animal Kingdom, do they have jaguars there or no? Because I know they have tigers and I know they have cheetahs.
I do not believe they have
I
jaguars
don't
now.
So
think they have
jaguars are
jaguars.
South American.
Yes.
Bring me the
So-
kitties.
Yeah. That's
That would
something
be
great you could
wonderful.
have.
I mean, capybara is the real reason that Encanto is going to Animal Kingdom.
Oh, can I have
we
one?
we all know that. The
We all
world's
want
largest
one.
rodent? Yes, please.
They're
Sign me up.
adorable.
They are. That's the real. They just being there and smiling in two scenes in Encanto stole the show. So I get why they want to put Encanto into this park, but maybe that's the only IP in a larger land that is mostly IP free, just like Lion King is in Africa, and I would be happy.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
I like that.
Yeah, I just, like I said, I'm tired. I don't want the homogenization of all the parks that's happening. I don't like that.
We had this entire conversation, and not once did anyone lament the loss of Dinosaur, and that's weirding me out.
I mean, I
It's-
love Dinosaur. I love it so much, but also, yeah, I could just see it just doesn't really fit.
No, I don't. I like it a lot too, but it kind of always has been sort of an outlier. Like the theming, even for Hester's and Chester and Hester's, was kind of always like people didn't get it.
Dino Land USA pre Chester and Hester was a good like representation of like this is it's the American continent. That's why we have the alligator there. Like there's one tiny animal exhibit, but also it is like they wanted to have like real animals extinct and existing and like mythological, and this was the extinct.
You're making my point though. Like they never finished out with the mythological to balance the extinct. So like I don't feel like it's.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have not yet proven.
I don't know.
That Expedition to Everest. I have not proven that the Yeti
That's
is a real thing. So I would go with that as a mythological.
Yeah, but it's
and
not a
that did
whole land.
complete-
It's one mythological
But
thing.
it did complete the story, and then
I
now
don't know
having
about that.
Pandora, that's a
Yeah.
fantasy. It's a man-made.
I
But taking
have
away
pushback.
dinosaurs,
I have
taking away
pushback.
dinosaurs.
I did not get dragons, so it does not count. Not real dragon.
Banshees
dragons.
are dragons.
No,
Come
they're
on.
not. No, they're not.
They go roar.
They're
they have
awesome,
teeth,
and I love
like
them.
wings.
But they're not dragons.
They're dragons.
No.
I still think we need a Pete the Dragon.
Pete's dragon.
Pete's Dragon. Sorry, Pete's Dragon.
His name is
and
not Pete.
Pete the Dragon. Puff the Magic Dragon. We
His name's
Pete's
Elliot.
Dragon.
His name's Elliot.
Elliot. We need Pete's
Wrong
Dragon.
Elliot.
And the Madam Mim, is that her name?
Yeah, Mad
Oh,
Madam
icon.
Mim.
As the dragon to be in like a new show, a lagoon show for Animal Kingdom, and then we'll have dragons.
Yeah, I'm good with that. We need dragons. I don't
And
care
they
so much
battle
about
like the
unicorn.
good dragon versus the evil dragon. And they battle and they use like splash effects. It'll be
I
cool.
don't care much about the unicorn, but dragons, yes, please.
Do we? Yeah, we don't need unicorns.
No.
Look, the dinosaur ride never resonated in the same way that like Jurassic Park. I hate to say it, but Jurassic Park ruined dinosaurs for the world. They ruined it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they when anyone sees any dinosaur that is not Jurassic Park, it's not a real dinosaur. They've like cornered the market.
There are some endearing parts to that
Yeah.
ride, but that people are gonna miss. But I mean,
The pre-show. The
yeah,
pre-show.
the pre-show especially.
They
Yeah, I
cut
think
out the
that's-
whoops after the burp though.
What?
They cut it out. He goes,
Yeah.
whoops. They cut out the whoops. So he just burps and then there's nothing. Like Seeker, come on. Get your crap together.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's mostly just black walls. Maybe we'd be better off with Indiana Jones where there's walls.
Brick walls.
But still, they're walls. You're allowed to see them. They don't have to hide them with lighting.
It's true. It's true.
And snakes. Why
And
did it have to
lots
be
of-
snakes?
And
The
lots
snake
of
exhibit.
fans. Not a lot of people know, but there are giant fans all over that ride. To
I think there's
simulate
one.
wind.
We have one or two scenes like that on ours. The Gringotts coaster has giant fans for the drop.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, it could make you feel like you went somewhere. You go 10 feet.
You go a little farther
Anyway,
back. Yeah.
All right.
Conclusions about this year's Destination D23. Honestly, I think we got way more than I was expecting. These are actual announcements. They're doing Test Track. They're redoing Country Bears. Um, Star Tours is popular. Like, there are real things happening.
I'm cautiously hopeful for World of Ocean's Test Track.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised we didn't really get a lot of Tiana. Like, I feel like that's
Yeah.
one project that they're almost done with and that they would have the most to show for, and we got almost nothing.
I think like
Yeah,
they're
that's a
leaning
good point.
into the idea that these fan events is a peek behind the curtain at the process because
Sure.
they know there's not much greenlit for after Tiana.
Yeah.
So we're getting a little glimpse into what could be coming next because
Yeah.
they haven't necessarily decided.
I'm
And
tired of that.
thankfully, Chevy, like for some reason, said, "Hey, we have money," and like so they had an actual announcement for once. And thankfully, someone at the company convinced them to keep the Country Bears around.
Yeah.
So they had some real announcements, but yeah, for the most part, I think while I was angry last year about this whole peek behind the curtain, here's blue sky, we don't know what we're doing, I'm getting used to it. Like,
I still don't like it.
I'm
I
getting
feel like
used
I'm
to
being.
it.
I feel like I'm being used. I don't like it.
I know,
Like
but
a
I'm starting
focus
to
group.
like it.
I don't like it. I don't like it. There's no money in it for me, but I feel like I'm in a focus group I didn't sign up for. I don't like it.
I'm like, I almost want to be in the audience so I can like loudly boo or cheers to give them like,
I
The
just wanna-
cheerometer is deciding the next project.
when they come out
Literally.
and say blue sky, I just want to boo at that point before they even show us what they might
I know that's
do.
our visceral reaction, or at least it was last year. But this year, now that I know what to expect, I'm starting to enjoy seeing the iterations of concept art and
I
knowing
like
what
the
could
concept
be.
art. I just don't like that it's confusing people when they do it.
Well, that's true. That's why I'm saying I'm getting used to now that they're going to do it every time. I'm starting to understand when they say they're considering it, it means this probably won't happen.
It's probably is the correct word.
But then they throw out real announcements like Test Track's getting rethemed. So like, this one was a good mix. I'm excited. I'm excited for
I am
it to have to
too.
be a bug going away. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm excited for a new 3D. It better be 3D. I assume it's going to be 3D. I love a good 3D show, and I love new like 3D shows. I
do too.
love Muppets, obviously, and I love PhilharMagic. But like adding new scenes to PhilharMagic or adding a new show to replace because it's tough to be bug once every 4 years.
What? Oh, you're crazy.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't stand all the babies crying, and by babies I mean grown men. Like it's terrifying.
It's
I don't
music
even
to my
know.
ears.
I don't remember the last time I went over there, actually.
I feel bad because when we go together, I never go. It's off the radar. I don't
the last time I was
enjoy
there
all the
was when-
screams.
I think the last time I went to Animal Kingdom was with you and Jalen. We got drinks at the Avatar area.
Yeah.
I don't think I go there that often.
Look, I'm everything
too
that the
hot.
Disney fans hate nowadays. I love Pandora. I don't care if it fits or not. I was fine with Guardians of the Galaxy going to Epcot. I don't care anymore. Epcot's dead. Who cares? Let's build something new on its carcass. Let's do this.
Listen, say what you will about Avatar Land, but at least it's well done.
It's cohesive.
Which is not a normal thing to say lately. So
it is. Well, James Cameron made the ride, the main ride good, and Joe Rohde made the land make sense. The line good. He did actually. He made the land make sense. Even the boat ride, which may be a little short, the end of it, when you see that all of nature is connected, you're like, you know what? It does fit in Animal Kingdom. Screw it. I'm fine with it.
It does. I think it does. I think it does well. I think it works well.
I'm sure they'll bend over backwards to make everything else that they add into Animal Kingdom fit within Animal Kingdom. And whatever.
Bend over backwards. Like they kind of just tend to wedge things in lately.
It's giving Walt Disney would have wanted us to change everything. Walt Disney wanted change.
He did. I just don't know who I like to follow.
It's not a museum. It is always evolving, ever evolving.
Yeah, but I don't want to live in Orlando and have 4 parks of the exact same thing. You know what I mean?
It's not. The difference is
kind of going that way.
Here's the difference, and it's the same at Universal Studios versus Islands of Adventure. The difference is the studio parks doesn't have to look immersive, and Animal Kingdom does. That's the difference between the parks.
For now, until they start ruining that, like they're
Magic Kingdom doesn't need single IP lands.
No.
But Epcot can be whatever it wants.
Epcot needs to teach me things. I'm not smart.
Did you see the blog post? I know we need to wrap this up, but did you see the blog post for the merchandise for Epcot, which looks great, by the way? They describe the little icons on the merch as like the motion icon, the imagination icon, Spaceship Earth, World Showcase, and Journey Pavilion and Galaxy Pavilion.
Interesting.
Oh, that's fun.
So like the Moana, the Journey of Water inspired by Moana is the Journey Pavilion, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is the Galaxy Pavilion. I've never heard that before.
Wait, what logos did they use for that though?
I don't know, but for some reason the Play Pavilion logo is still in there.
Get the memo.
Someone forgot.
All right,
But-
we gotta go.
Thank you, Disney, for trying to get us excited. You know, I'm still looking forward to that Avatar experience at Disneyland, and
Oh God. Oh God. Oh Lord.
at least y'all got San Francisco with the unbolted bridge and Tiana's Palace that will be booked solid for the rest of eternity. So you got that. Maybe one day a treehouse will open.
Oh my gosh. Poor Nene. You're killing Nene. I can hear it.
I
can hear
know.
it.
Where can everyone find you online? Thank you for joining us.
I'm on Instagram @withNene, and if you want some more shenanigans, you can always listen to Gooping and Gagging with Nene, the podcast. Also theme park based, and lots of fun stuff on there.
You have really good guests on that. Like,
It's
really
delicious.
good guests.
I
I'm
mean,
looking
you're
at
one of
some of your
them.
recent. Well, that was what main one I was talking about. Your last episode, Carly Wiesel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Carly
you
You
have.
can tell it's high quality because I'm not on there.
Oh, next
No,
season.
that wasn't a shot. That was honest. That wasn't a
Ian,
shot. That was not a
Indiana.
shot.
Let it go,
Let
Indiana.
it go. Yes. Exactly. That was not a shot. That was being honest.
And if you like, you can get more episodes with Ian and I on patreon.com/themeparkstop. For as little as $1 a month, we have like one episode every 2 months, but they're exclusive. Then you can only get them there, plus other cool posts
You can
and
hear
things.
less edited versions of things, right?
Yes, this episode will probably be more edited when it goes public, and not necessarily. So, if you're listening to this on Patreon Early Access, I hope you enjoyed those extra 30 seconds. They were probably not
We're
going to make it
fine.
through.
We're fine when we're all together. It's fine. Nothing offensive happens at all when we're all together.
Thank you all for joining us. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Nene, we're not offensive, are we?
No.